Hello and welcome everybody, this is TP Gaming and we are looking down at downtown Johannesburg here in South Africa, and of course yeah, it's pretty far away from the airport as it looks, so well, not that far away really if you consider other ones. So let's check out this airport here. Certainly a wonderful airport, and a shout out to one of our viewers forward, Paunganwa, who is living in Africa himself, and yeah, so I think he will probably like this airport a lot. The only one that we have so far in Africa, but there may be more to come. So what do we have in store for you today? We do not have any requests here. This is just a regular schedule. The only thing that I've changed a little bit is that we will have some cargo, well, not some, there's one cargo aircraft down there, but there's a whole bunch over here, so I've added quite a few cargo airlines to this schedule. Every aircraft that you see down here will be moved, and as we can see here, Air Zim is in the house, so that means Forward and his friends are already here, and probably enjoy some wonderful food and drink. So let's check out the cargoes that we have here for you today. Quite a few. Let's just smoothly run over them. These will all be departing very soon. Look at these two Air Chinas right next to each other. Aerologic, Eurotrans, not Eurotrans, Aerologic next to each other. Martin Air, I like this. This is a wonderful aircraft. It looks really nice. I like that a lot. We got Latam, Korean Air Cargo, so FedEx, and another Aerologic, and we got Cathay Pacific as well, which I enjoy myself as well. Cathay Pacific Cargo and Singapore Cargo, which we don't have here today. They are the ones that I enjoy the most. And the TNT one, that looks really nice as well. We got some GAs down there. I think we only have one GA arrival today. So, well, this is what we got in store. So, I do not like the layout of this airport due to the sort of now north-south, and it's so stretched long I can't zoom in. It's just horrible really. You can't see a lot, and we have arrivals on 2-1 left here today, and our departures on 2-1 right. So about 80 or so movements, I believe, something like that, and hope you will enjoy. So let's get going and unpause this simulation, turn on the camera, and then get ourselves some departures going. All right. Oh, that is, as usual, very loud. German Cargo 2334 heavy pushback approved. Expect runway 21 right.
Ground, 21 right pushback approved. German Cargo 2334 heavy. Ground,
please
link 727 request pushback.
Please do not nail me on the strip of where these aircrafts are going to or coming from. These are just random ones. I just don't want to go into that. Link 727 pushback approved. Expect runway 21 right.
Ground, 21 right pushback approved. Link 727. Ground, Zimbird 8335 request pushback. Tower,
oh, we got the
Botswana
Zimbird.
10 inbound runway 21 left.
Zimbird 8335 pushback approved. Expect runway 21 right.
Ground, 21 right pushback approved. Zimbird 8335.
We got a small one here with a parrot in the back. Fast jet. Now imagine, folks, just pretend you are here now in South Africa. You're here in Johannesburg. You're going into one of these aircrafts here, and you travel around and you land at some small airport in the middle of Africa, in the midst of some jungle or some ranges where you have wild animals. Just pretend that. Wouldn't that be excellent? Wow, it's so crazy. That is certainly one thing on my bucket list that I would like to do.
Ground, South Cargo
Not sure if it's
6200
work.
request pushback.
but I hope it may. Who knows? At the moment it's not planned. It was planned at some stage, but let's just get south cargo backwards. South cargo 6200 pushback approved. Expect runway 21 right.
Ground, 21 right pushback approved. South cargo 6200. Ground, link 727 request taxi runway 21 right.
Link 727 runway 21 right at November via Alpha.
Runway 21 right at November via Alpha, link 727.
The one thing that is holding me back to do one of these
German cargo
tours...
2334 heavy request taxi runway 21 right.
Lufthansa cargo 2334 heavy continue taxi. Continue taxi. German cargo 2334 heavy continue taxi. I keep
Continue
mixing
taxi.
these two up.
German
Don't know
cargo
why.
2334 heavy. Ground, Zimbird 8335 request taxi runway 21 right.
Zimbird 8335 runway 21 right at November via Alpha.
Tower, Delta 200 heavy inbound runway 21 left. Runway 21 right at November via Alpha, Zimbird 8335. Ground, Comair 401 request pushback.
Comair 401 pushback approved. Expect runway 21 right.
Ground, 21 right pushback approved. Comair 401.
So just getting back to that situation, that I would love to, do a safari and something like that, but it's just I just don't trust somehow for any lodges to be legit and
South
doing
cargo
good jobs.
6200 request taxi runway 21 right.
South cargo 6200 continue taxi.
Continue taxi, South cargo 6200.
Because
Martin
it's
Air
so much
8562 heavy request pushback.
so much tourism, and these could be just everything's so controlled. They've put down they've put down fences, and they say, yeah, this is all wildlife, but in reality it's just resorts that have just been fenced in, and so totally unrealistic, and say, yeah, you will definitely see the big five, and in reality you see only the big three or big four, and then only if you come at 2 o'clock in the morning, and we need real life like it really is, and since I don't think it is going to be very difficult to get something like that, that's why I pretty much will not do it. Because, if it's just Disney situation, then it's not worth doing it, really. That's what my opinion is. German cargo 2334 heavy, runway 21 right, line up and wait.
Runway 21 right, line up and wait. German cargo 2334 heavy.
Botswana 10, runway 21 left, clear to land, wind is 344 at 3 knots.
Tower, Giant 2329er heavy inbound runway 21 left. Runway 21 left cleared to land, Botswana 10. Ground, Springbok
then
22
again,
request pushback.
I mean, if you have different experiences, if you've maybe done a safari before and it was really good, we'll put it in the comments section and let me know. Martin 8562 heavy pushback approved, expect runway 21 right.
Ground, 21 right pushback approved, Martin Air 8562 heavy.
South African Springbok 22 pushback approved, expect runway 21 right. South African.
Ground, 21 right pushback approved, Springbok 22. Ground, Comair 401 request taxi runway 21 right.
Comair 401 runway 21 right at November via Alpha.
Runway 21 right at November via Alpha, Comair 401.
Ground, land cargo 110 heavy request pushback.
Land cargo 110 heavy pushback approved, expect runway 21 right.
Ground, 21 right pushback approved, land cargo 110 heavy.
German cargo 2334 heavy, wind is 344 at 3 knots, runway 21 right, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 21 right cleared for takeoff, German cargo 2334 heavy.
Delta 200 heavy, runway 21 left, clear to land, wind is 344 at 3 knots.
Runway 21 left cleared to land, Delta 200 heavy.
South Cargo 6200, runway 21 right, line up and wait.
Runway 21 right, line
See,
up
this
and wait.
is the
South Cargo 6200.
the danger of this airport. If these
Tower,
two, for
Terran
example, would have been
405 inbound,
heavies,
runway 21 left.
and he twisting around here,
FedEx 319 a heavy request pushback.
you know, it really could get into a strife here, and they would block each other. So that's something that you would need to look out for at this airport, unfortunately. FedEx 31, can't see it. FedEx 319 a heavy pushback approved. Expect runway 21 right.
Ground, 21 right pushback approved. FedEx 319 a heavy.
Ground, Springbok 22 request taxi runway 21 right.
Simbird 8335 runway 21 right, line up and wait.
Runway 21 right, line up and wait. Simbird 8335.
Springbok 22 runway 21 right at November via Alpha.
Runway 21 right at November via Alpha, Springbok 22.
German Cargo 2334 heavy, contact departure.
Ground, Martin Air 8562 heavy request taxi runway 21 right. Contact departure.
We'll worry about you in a
Goodbye.
second.
German Cargo 2334 heavy.
Botswana 10 taxi to terminal via Yankee Echo Kilo Lima.
Ground, Link 755 request pushback.
Link 755 pushback approved. Expect runway 21 right.
Taxi to terminal via Yankee Echo Kilo Lima, Botswana 10. Ground, 21 right pushback approved. Link 755.
Simbird 8335, wind is 343 at 3 knots. Runway 21 right, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 21 right cleared for takeoff. Simbird 8335.
Giant 2329 a heavy, runway 21 left, cleared to land, wind is 343 at 3 knots.
Runway 21 left cleared to land. Giant 2329er heavy. Tower, Chemair 889er inbound runway 21 left. Ground, Chemair 18 request pushback.
Chemair 18 pushback approved. Expect runway 21 right. Chemair 18 pushback. Chemair 18. Oh, Chemair 18. Oh, this is not working. Oh, that's not good. Delta 200 heavy, taxi to terminal via Yankee Echo.
Taxi to terminal via Yankee Echo, Delta 200 heavy.
South Cargo 6200, wind is 343 at 3 knots, runway 21 right, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 21 right cleared for takeoff, South Cargo 6200.
Simbird 8335, contact departure.
Contact departure, good morning, Simbird 8335.
Chemair 18, pushback approved, expect runway 21 right.
Ground, FedEx 319 a heavy request taxi runway 21 right.
Ground, 21 right pushback approved, Chemair 18.
Link 727, runway 21 right, line up and wait.
Ground, UPS 4435 heavy request pushback.
Runway 21 right line up and wait, Link 727.
Terram 405, runway 21 left, clear to land, wind is 343 at 3 knots.
Ground, Land Cargo 110 heavy request taxi runway 21 right.
Land Cargo 110 heavy, continue taxi.
Runway 21 left cleared to land, Terram 405.
Martin Air 8562 heavy, continue taxi.
Continue taxi, Land Cargo 110 heavy.
FedEx 319 a heavy, continue taxi.
Continue taxi, Martin Air 8562 heavy.
South Cargo 6200, contact departure.
Continue taxi, FedEx 319 a heavy.
Contact departure, good morning, South Cargo 6200.
Link 727, wind is 343 at 3 knots, runway 21 right, cleared for takeoff.
Ground, Link 755 request taxi runway 21 right. Runway 21 right cleared for takeoff, Link 727. Tower, Link 253 inbound runway 21 left.
Comair 401, runway 21 right, line up and wait.
Runway 21 right, line up and wait. Comair 401.
Link 755, runway 21 right at November via Alpha.
Runway 21 right at November via Alpha. Link 755.
UPS 4435, heavy pushback approved. Expect runway 21 right.
Ground, 21 right pushback approved. UPS 4435 heavy.
Ground, Chemair 18 request taxi runway 21 right.
Semi 18, runway 21 right at November via Alpha.
Runway 21 right at November via Alpha, Chemair 18.
Comair 401, wind is 343 at 3 knots, runway 21 right, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 21 right cleared for takeoff, Comair 401.
Springbok 22, runway 21 right, line up and wait.
Runway 21 right, line up and wait, Springbok 22.
Semi 889, runway 21 left, cleared to land, wind is 342 at 3 knots.
Runway 21 left cleared to land, Chemair 889er.
Link 727, contact departure.
Contact departure, good morning, Link 727.
Land cargo 110 heavy, runway 21 right, line up and wait.
Runway 21 right, line up and wait. Land cargo 110 heavy.
Giant 2329 heavy, taxi to apron via Yankee Hotel.
Taxi to apron via Yankee Hotel, Giant 2329er heavy.
Springbok 22, wind is 342 at 3 knots, runway 21 right, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 21 right cleared for takeoff, Springbok 22. Tower, Chemair 601 inbound runway 21 left.
Comair 401, contact departure.
Contact departure, good morning, Comair 401.
So how's the situation down here with the departure? So we can get him to push across, or we'll just wait for the delta as well, and then we'll just push him across both. I think that's the way to go. Line cargo 110 heavy, wind is 342 at 3 knots, runway 21 right, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 21 right cleared for takeoff. Land cargo 110 heavy.
Martin Air 8562 heavy, runway 21 right, line up and wait.
Ground, UPS 4435 heavy, request taxi runway 21 right.
Taram 405, taxi to apron via Yankee Hotel Alpha, November Foxtrot.
Runway 21 right, line up and
Silly.
wait, Martin Air 8562 heavy.
Taram 405, taxi to apron via Yankee Hotel Alpha.
Taxi to apron via Yankee Echo Hotel Alpha November Foxtrot, Taram 405.
Springbok 22, contact departure.
Unable taxi, request detailed taxi instructions, Taram 405.
UPS 4435 heavy, continue taxi.
Taxi to apron via Yankee Hotel Alpha, Taram 405. Contact departure, good morning,
See.
Springbok 22.
Plenty of
Continue taxi.
position lights
Up
are on now
4435
here
heavy.
for the next departures are getting ready soon. Link 253, runway 21 left, clear to land, winds 342 at 3 knots. Delta 200 heavy, continue taxi.
Runway 21 left cleared to land, Link 253.
Botswana 10, continue taxi.
Continue taxi, Delta 200 heavy. Continue taxi, Botswana 10.
Tower, Link 51 inbound runway 21 left.
Land cargo 110 heavy, contact departure.
Ground, Springbok 146 request pushback.
Springbok 146 pushback approved, expect runway 21 right.
Contact departure, good morning. Land cargo 110 heavy.
Ooh,
Ground,
look at
21
all
right
these
pushback
lights
approved.
on here.
Springbok 146.
All ready to depart. All ready to depart here very soon here, so it's going to be crazy in this area very, very soon. Martin Air 8562 heavy, wind is 342 at 3 knots, runway 21 right, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 21 right cleared for takeoff, Martin Air 8562 heavy.
FedEx 319 heavy, runway 21 right, line up and wait.
Runway 21 right, line up and wait. FedEx 319er Heavy.
Ground, Air China Freight 8149er Heavy request pushback.
Air China Freight 8149er Heavy pushback approved. Expect runway 21 right.
Ground, 21 right pushback approved. Air China Freight 8149er Heavy.
Sema 889er taxi to terminal via Yankee Echo Kilo Lima.
Taxi to terminal via Yankee Echo Kilo Lima, Chemair 889er.
Sema 601 runway 21 left clear to land, wind is 342 at 3 knots.
Runway 21 left clear to land, Chemair 601.
So let's check out the departure down here. Look at all these long ways
Tower,
to go. It
City
is
Ireland
crazy.
7248 inbound runway 21 left.
FedEx 319er Heavy, wind is 341 at 3 knots. Runway 21 right, cleared for takeoff.
Ground, Springbok 144 request pushback.
Springbok 144 pushback approved. Expect runway 21 right.
Runway 21 right cleared for takeoff. FedEx 319er Heavy.
Ground, 21 right pushback approved. Springbok 144.
Martin 8562 Heavy contact departure.
Contact departure, good morning, Martin Air 8562 Heavy.
UPS 4435 Heavy, runway 21 right, line up and wait.
Ground, Springbok 146 request taxi runway 21 right.
Sema 18 runway 21 right, line up and wait.
Runway 21 right, line up and wait. UPS 4435 Heavy.
Springbok 146 runway 21 right at November via Alpha.
Runway 21 right, line up and wait, Chemair 1A.
Link 253 taxi to terminal via Yankee Lima.
Runway 21 right at November via Alpha, Springbok 146. Taxi to terminal via Yankee Lima, link 253. Ground, German Cargo 90789er Heavy request pushback.
German Cargo 90789er Heavy pushback approved. Expect runway 21 right.
Ground, 21 right pushback approved. German Cargo 90789er Heavy.
Sema 18 wind is 341 at 3 knots. Runway 21 right, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 21 right cleared for takeoff, Chemair 1A.
Link 755 runway 21 right, line up and wait.
Runway 21 right, line up and wait, link 755.
FedEx 319er Heavy, contact departure.
Ground, Air China Freight 8149er Heavy request taxi runway 21 right.
Air China Freight 8149er Heavy, runway 21 right via November.
Contact departure. Good morning. FedEx 319er Heavy.
Air China Freight 8149er Heavy, runway 21 right via Alpha.
Runway 21 right via November, Air China Freight 8149er Heavy. Runway 21 right via Alpha, Air China Freight 8149er Heavy. Tower,
Yeah, okay.
Link 231 inbound runway 21 left. Ground, Mountain 111 request pushback.
Mountain 111 pushback approved. Expect runway 21 right. Mountain 111 pushback approved. Expect runway 21 right.
Ground, Springbok 144 request taxi runway 21 right.
Link 51 runway 21 left, clear to land, wind is 341 at 3 knots.
Ground, 21 right pushback approved. Mountain 111.
Runway 21 left cleared to land. Link 51.
Link 755 wind is 341 at 3 knots. Runway 21 right, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 21 right cleared for takeoff. Link 755.
Springbok 144 runway 21 right at November via Alpha.
Runway 21 right at November via Alpha, Springbok 144.
Sema 18 contact departure.
Contact departure, goodbye, Chemair 1A. Ground, Comair 21 tree request pushback. Ground, German Cargo 90789er Heavy request taxi runway 21 right.
German Cargo 90789er Heavy, continue taxi. Giant 2329er Heavy, continue taxi.
Continue taxi, German Cargo 90789er Heavy.
City of Ireland 7248 runway 21 left, clear to land, wind 341 at 3 knots.
Continue taxi, Giant 2329er Heavy.
Sema 601, taxi to apron via Yankee Lima.
Runway 21 left cleared to land, City Ireland 7248. Taxi to apron via Yankee Lima, Chemair 601.
Comair 213, pushback approved, expect runway 21 right.
Ground, 21 right pushback approved, Comair 21 tree. Ground,
let's
Mountain
check
111
out the
request taxi
situation.
runway 21 right.
All safe. UPS 4435, heavy wind is 341 at 3 knots, runway 21 right, cleared for takeoff.
Tower, Airbridge Cargo 621 heavy inbound runway 21 left.
Link 755, contact departure.
Runway 21 right cleared for takeoff. Ups 4435 heavy.
German cargo 90789, heavy runway 21 right, line up and wait.
Contact departure, good morning, Link 755. Runway 21 right line up and wait, German cargo 90789 heavy.
Try and see and get that organized for you folks. Link 51 taxi to apron via Yankee Lima.
Taxi to apron via Yankee Lima, link 51.
Taram 405, continue taxi.
Continue taxi, Taram 405.
Springbok 146, runway 21 right, line up and wait.
Runway 21 right line up and wait, Springbok 146.
Sema 889, continue taxi.
Continue taxi, Chemair 889er.
Why aren't you moving, my friend? Link 51, continue taxi.
Continue taxi, link 51.
Uh-oh. Something's wrong. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Link 51, taxi to apron. Now he's
Taxi to
moving.
apron, link 51.
Good boy. That didn't hurt, did it?
Ground,
the
Comair
first
21 tree
gear.
request taxi runway
To the
21
left
right.
and forward. Springbok 146, wind is 340 at 3 knots, runway 21 right, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 21 right cleared for takeoff, Springbok 146.
UPS 4435, heavy, contact departure.
Tower, Safe Air 565 inbound runway 21 left.
Link 231, runway 21 left, clear to land, wind is 340 at 3 knots.
Contact departure. Good morning. Ups 4435 heavy.
Mountain 111, runway 21 right at November via Alpha.
Runway 21 left cleared to land, Link 231.
Comair 213, runway 21 right at November via Alpha.
Runway 21 right at November via Alpha, Mountain 111. Runway 21 right at November via Alpha, Comair 21 tree.
So how's everything down here? Can you guys see everything? Yeah, looks okay. City of Island 7248, taxi to terminal via Yankee Hotel Alpha.
Taxi to terminal via Yankee Hotel Alpha, City Ireland 7248.
German cargo 90789, heavy wind is 340 at 3 knots, runway 21 right, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 21 right cleared for takeoff, German cargo 90789 heavy.
Air China cargo 8149, heavy, runway 21 right, line up and wait. Line up and wait. Air China 8149, heavy, runway 21 right. Runway 21 right. What is going on here? What is going on here? Oh, I think it's Air China Freight, right? That's what it was, not cargo. Air China Freight 8149, a heavy, runway 21 right, line up and wait. Springbok 144, runway 21 right, line up and wait.
Runway 21 right line up and wait, Air China Freight 8149 heavy.
Average cargo 621, heavy, runway 21 left, clear to land, wind is 340 at 3 knots.
Runway 21 right line up and wait, Springbok 144.
Runway 21 left clear to land, Airbridge Cargo 621 Heavy.
Tower, Lufthansa Cargo 1787 Heavy inbound runway 21 left.
Link 253, continue taxi.
Ground, Springbok 58 request pushback.
Semir 601, hold short of runway 21 left.
Continue taxi, link 253.
Springbok 146, contact departure.
Hold short of runway 21 left, Chemir 601.
Mountain 111, hold short of taxiway India.
Contact departure, good morning, Springbok 146. Hold short of taxiway India, Mountain 111.
German Cargo 90789 heavy, contact departure.
Contact departure, good morning, German Cargo 90789 heavy.
Link 231, taxi to terminal via Yankee Lima.
Taxi to terminal via Yankee Lima, link 231.
Ground, FedEx 71 Heavy request pushback.
FedEx 71 heavy, pushback approved, expect runway 21 right.
Ground, 21 right pushback approved, FedEx 71 Heavy.
Springbok 144, wind is 3403 knots, runway 21 right, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 21 right cleared for takeoff, Springbok 144.
Safe Air 565, runway 21 left, cleared to land, wind is 3403 knots.
Runway 21 left cleared to land, Safe Air 565.
Mountain 111, continue taxi.
Continue taxi, Mountain 111.
Springbok 58, pushback approved, expect runway 21 right.
Ground, 21 right pushback approved, Springbok 58.
Airbridge Cargo 621 heavy, taxi to apron via Yankee Hotel.
Tower, link 221 inbound runway 21 left.
Air China Freight 8149 heavy, wind is 3393 knots, runway 21 right, cleared for takeoff.
Taxi to apron via Yankee Hotel, Airbridge Cargo 621 Heavy.
Runway 21 right cleared for takeoff, Air China Freight 8149 heavy. Ground,
It looks
Air
like
Zimbabwe
that
466
forward.
heavy request pushback.
Forward and his friends are ready to depart to their home base. Air Zimbabwe 466 heavy, pushback approved, expect runway 21 right.
Ground, 21
See
right
you
pushback
forward.
approved, Air Zimbabwe 466 heavy.
Springbok 144, contact departure.
Contact departure, good morning, Springbok 144.
Comair 213, runway 21 right, line up and wait.
Ground, link 260 request pushback. Runway 21 right line up and wait, Comair 21 tree.
Everybody's trying to move out, but we need to wait here. It's going to be a bit of an issue here. Unfortunately, that's how we know it. Lufthansa Cargo 1787 heavy, runway 21 left, clear to land, wind is 3393 knots.
Runway 21 left cleared to land, Lufthansa Cargo 1787 Heavy. Ground, FedEx 71 Heavy request taxi runway 21 right.
FedEx 71 heavy, continue taxi.
Continue taxi, FedEx 71 Heavy.
Air China Freight 8149 heavy, contact departure.
Contact departure, good morning, Air China Freight 8149 heavy.
I hope you've secured the cargo. Comair 213, wind is 3393 knots, runway 21 right, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 21 right cleared for takeoff, Comair 21 tree. Tower.
That's what I was
Springbok
saying,
14
everybody's going to be
inbound
leaving
runway
out of that
21
area.
left. Ground, link 82 tree request pushback.
Ground, Springbok 58 request taxi runway 21 right.
Springbok 58, runway 21 right at November via Alpha.
Runway 21 right at November via Alpha, Springbok 58.
So we need to get him out. Then we got the two links coming in. Where are they going to? Yeah, and then we'll get the other two links out of there. Then we have some extra room.
Ground,
So,
Air
we'll get
Zimbabwe
this one out of the
466
way.
heavy request taxi runway 21 right.
Air Zimbabwe 466 heavy runway 21 right via Alpha. No. Air Zimbabwe 466 heavy runway 21 right via Alpha.
Runway 21 right via Echo Alpha, Air Zimbabwe 466 heavy.
Comair 213 contact departure.
Runway 21 right via Alpha, Air Zimbabwe 466 heavy.
Safe Air 565 taxi to apron via Yankee Lima.
Contact departure, good morning, Comair 21 tree.
Link 51 continue taxi.
Taxi to apron via Yankee Lima, Safe Air 565.
Link 231 hold short of taxiway hotel.
Continue taxi, link 51.
Hold short of taxiway hotel, link 231.
Mountain 111 runway 21 right, line up and wait.
Ground, Reunion tree 42 request pushback.
Link 221 runway 21 left clear to land, wind is 339 at 3 knots.
Runway 21 right line up and wait, Mountain 111.
Runway 21
So let's
left
see
clear
if we
to
can
land.
untangle
221.
this for you guys.
Tower, Airbridge Cargo 8138
here.
heavy inbound runway 21 left. Ground, Springbok 24 request pushback.
Springbok 24 pushback approved, expect runway 21 right. He's all the way in the back.
Ground,
He should
21
be
right
good.
pushback approved. Springbok 24.
FedEx 71 heavy runway 21 right, line up and wait.
Runway 21 right, line up and wait. FedEx 71 heavy.
Lufthansa Cargo 1787 heavy taxi to apron via Yankee Hotel.
Taxi to apron via Yankee Hotel. Lufthansa Cargo 1787 heavy.
Reunion 342 pushback approved, expect runway 21 right.
Ground, 21 right pushback approved. Reunion tree 42.
Mountain 111 wind is 338 at 3 knots, runway 21 right cleared for takeoff.
Runway 21 right cleared for takeoff. Mountain 111.
So how's everything down here? These are coming in.
Ground,
He's just
Qatar
waiting
Cargo
there a
27
little bit.
heavy request pushback.
Excuse me. So he's waiting until he gets into his position, and then we can get these two finally out of here. City of Ireland 7248 continue taxi.
Continue taxi. City Ireland 7248.
Link 260 pushback approved. Expect. Oh, where are you going?
Say again.
To? Yeah,
Link
he's go-
260.
Why are you going? You're going in there. So why are you turning around? Why aren't you just turning in there? You're just going to go around the back there. That is silly. Okay, I'll have to get him to move around like this.
Tower,
So this is gonna
commercial
be a
602
stupid
inbound
situation.
runway 21 left.
Mountain 111 contact departure.
Ground, Link 72 tree request pushback.
Link 260 pushback approved. Expect runway 21 right.
Contact departure. Goodbye. Mountain 111.
Link 723 pushback approved. Expect runway 21 right.
Ground, 21 right pushback approved. Link 260.
FedEx 71 heavy, wind is 338 at 3 knots, runway 21 right, cleared for takeoff.
Ground, 21 right pushback approved. Link 72 tree.
Runway 21 right cleared for takeoff. FedEx 71 heavy.
Ground, Reunion tree 42 request taxi runway 21 right. Ground, Springbok 24 request taxi runway 21 right.
Springbok 24, runway 21 right at November via India Alpha.
Runway 21 right at November via India Alpha, Springbok 24.
Let's see. Due to this idiot here that is going to go into this position, he will have to do a 360 and give him the
Springbok 222 heavy
opportunity
request
to go
pushback.
silly ways. But then again, since I'm responsible for their taxiways, I stuffed up. Springbok 58 runway 21 right, line up and wait. Springbok 143 runway 21 left, clear to land.
Going around runway 21 left.
Yeah.
Springbok 14 tree.
Springbok 143, contact departure.
Runway 21 right, line up and wait. Springbok 58.
Airbridge cargo 8138 heavy, runway 21 left, clear to land, wind is 338 at 3 knots.
Runway 21 left, cleared to land. Springbok 143.
Link 221, taxi to apron via Yankee Lima.
Contact departure. Good morning.
Hope he
Springbok
gets enough
143.
room.
Runway 21 left, cleared to land. Airbridge cargo 8138 heavy.
Okay, that looks all
Taxi
pretty
to apron
safe
by
to
Yankee
me.
Lima. Link 221.
These two are not ready
Ground.
yet.
Link 260
So,
request
we should
taxi
be all
runway
good.
21 right.
FedEx 71 heavy, contact departure.
Ground. Link 723 request taxi runway 21 right.
Link 723, runway 21 right at November via Alpha.
Contact departure. Good morning. FedEx 71 heavy.
Runway 21 right at November
First
via
crash
Alpha.
for the day.
Link 723. Tower. Zimbird 8335 inbound runway 21 left.
Ground, Air Kina Freight 724 heavy request pushback.
How are we doing with 260? This ready as well. Link 260, runway 21 right at November via Alpha.
Runway 21 right at November via Alpha Echo. Link 260.
Reunion 342, runway 21 right at November via Alpha. Link 260, runway 21 right at November via Alpha. No
Runway
echo.
21 right at November
Stop
via Alpha.
doing that.
Reunion 342. Runway 21 right at November via Alpha. Link 260.
Springbok 58, wind is 338 at 3 knots, runway 21 right, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 21 right, cleared for takeoff. Springbok 58.
We will get this sorted out. We'll be good. Cathay Cargo 27 heavy. No. Qatari Cargo 27 heavy. Pushback approved. Expect runway 21 right. Air China Freight 724 heavy. Pushback approved. Expect runway 21 right.
Ground, 21 right pushback approved. Qatar Cargo 27 heavy.
SMS 602. Runway 21 left. Clear to land. Wind is 337 at 3 knots.
Ground, 21 right pushback approved. Air Kina Freight 724 heavy.
Link 823. Pushback approved. Expect runway 21 right.
Ground. 21 right pushback approved. Link 823.
Average Cargo 621 heavy. Okay, you can't move in
Say
yet.
again,
We need to wait
average
for the other
cargo
one to get out of
621
there.
heavy.
Safe Air 565, continue taxi. We can get you out of
Continue
there.
taxi. Safe Air 565.
Springbok 58, contact departure.
Tower. Commercial 110 inbound runway 21 left.
Air Zimbabwe 466 heavy, runway 21 right, line up and wait.
Contact departure. Goodbye. Springbok 58.
Springbok 222 heavy, pushback approved. Expect runway 21 right.
Runway 21 right, line up and wait. Air Zimbabwe 466 heavy.
Average Cargo 8138 heavy, taxi to apron via Yankee Hotel.
Ground. 21 right pushback approved. Springbok 222 heavy. Taxi to apron via Yankee Hotel. Airbridge Cargo 8138 heavy.
So just keep this a little bit to the right. We keep those cargoes to the left. And him as well. These will all be out of the way in a second. And then things will look a lot nicer than they were before. Air Zimbabwe 466 heavy, wind is 337 at 3 knots, runway 21 right, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 21 right cleared for takeoff. Air Zimbabwe 466 heavy. Ground. Link 823 request taxi runway 21 right.
Link 823 runway 21 right at November via Alpha.
Going around runway 21 left. Commercial
what?
602. Runway 21 right at November via Alpha.
Commercial
Link
602,
823.
contact departure.
Ground, Qatar Cargo 27 heavy request taxi runway 21 right.
Contact departure. Good morning. Commercial 602.
That's no good. I forgot that one. Zimbird 8335, runway 21 left, clear to land, wind is 337 at 3 knots.
Runway 21 left cleared to land. Zimbird 8335.
I think I said SEM Air and I should have said commercial. That was the mistake.
Ground, Air Kina Freight 724 heavy request taxi runway 21 right.
Reunion 342, runway 21 right, line up and wait.
Runway 21 right, line up and wait. Reunion Tree 42.
Qatari Cargo 27 Heavy, continue taxi.
Ground. Springbok 222 Heavy, request taxi runway 21 right.
Springbok 222 Heavy, runway 21 right via Alpha.
Continue taxi, Qatar Cargo 27 Heavy.
Air Zimbabwe 466 Heavy, contact departure.
Runway 21
Goodbye.
right by Alpha.
Forward.
Springbok 222 Heavy. Contact
Take care,
departure.
buddy.
Good morning. Air Zimbabwe 466 Heavy.
Link 221, continue taxi.
Tower. Chatham 7145 Heavy, inbound runway 21 left.
Average Cargo 621 Heavy, continue taxi.
Continue taxi, link 221.
Lufthansa Cargo 1787 Heavy, hold short of taxiway Echo.
Continue taxi, Airbridge Cargo 621 Heavy.
Hold short of taxiway Echo, Lufthansa Cargo 1787 Heavy.
We'll get everybody out of the way here. So what's with you, Air China? Are you ready? Yes, he is. Air China Freight 724 Heavy, continue taxi.
Continue taxi, Air China Freight 724 Heavy. Ground, Swiss 289 Heavy, request pushback.
Swiss 289 Heavy, pushback approved. Expect runway 21 right.
Ground,
There he
21
is.
right, pushback approved. Swiss 289 Heavy.
Commercial 110 runway 21 left, clear to land. Wind is 337 at 3 knots.
Runway 21 left, cleared to land. Commercial 110.
Reunion 342, wind is 337 at 3 knots. Runway 21 right, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 21 right, cleared for takeoff. Reunion Tree 42.
Link 723, runway 21 right, line up and wait.
Runway 21 right, line up and wait. Link 723. Tower. Springbok 14 tree, inbound runway 21 left.
So this doesn't look too
Ground.
chaotic,
Alitalia
really.
849er heavy, request pushback.
Alitalia 849 Heavy, pushback approved. Expect runway 21 right.
Ground. 21
Looks
right,
like he's on
pushback
top of
approved.
the other.
Alitalia 849er heavy.
Trying to gobble him up. If you look at it down here, it looks like he's on top of him, really. Think about it. But there's plenty of room. Link 723, wind is 336 at 3 knots. Runway 21 right, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 21 right, cleared for takeoff. Link 723.
Link 260, runway 21 right, line up and wait.
Runway 21 right, line up and wait. Link 260.
Reunion 342, contact departure.
Contact departure. Good morning. Reunion Tree 42.
Yeah, China Freight 724 Heavy, runway 21 right, line up and wait.
Runway 21 right, line up and wait. Air China Freight 724 Heavy.
Ground. Commercial 9er 03, request pushback.
Commercial 903, pushback approved. Expect runway 21 right.
Ground. 21 right, pushback approved. Commercial 9er 03.
Zimbird 8335, taxi to apron via Yankee Lima.
Taxi to apron via Yankee Lima. Zimbird 8335.
Tower, Eurotrans 229er7 Heavy, inbound runway 21 left.
Ground, Swiss 289 Heavy, request taxi runway 21 right.
Chatham 7145 Heavy, runway 21 left, clear to land. Wind is 336 at 3 knots.
Runway 21 left, cleared to land. Chatham 7145 Heavy.
Link 260, wind is 336 at 3 knots. Runway 21 right, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 21 right, cleared for takeoff. Link 260.
Springbok 24, runway 21 right, line up and wait.
Ground. Korean Cargo 785 Heavy, request pushback.
Korean Cargo 785 Heavy, pushback approved. Expect runway 21 right.
Runway 21 right, line up and wait. Springbok 24. Ground. 21 right, pushback approved. Korean Cargo 785 Heavy.
Link 723, contact departure.
Contact departure. Good morning. Link 723.
Swiss 289er Heavy, runway 21 right via Alpha.
Ground, Alitalia 849er Heavy request taxi runway 21 right.
Runway 21 right via Alpha, Swiss 289er Heavy.
Alitalia 849er Heavy, runway 21 right via Foxtrot.
Ground, Commercial 903 request taxi runway 21 right.
Commercial 903, runway 21 right at November via Alpha.
Runway 21 right via Foxtrot, Alitalia 849er Heavy.
Springbok 24, wind is 336 at 3 knots, runway 21 right, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 21 right at November via Alpha, Commercial 903.
Link 823, runway 21 right, line up and wait.
Runway 21 right cleared for takeoff, Springbok 24.
Commercial 110, taxi to terminal via Yankee Lima.
Runway 21 right line up and wait, Link 823.
Link 260, contact departure.
Taxi to terminal via Yankee Lima, Commercial 110. Contact departure, good morning, Link 260.
Tower, Springbok 63 inbound runway 21 left.
Springbok 143, runway 21 left, clear to land, wind is 336 at 3 knots.
Ground, Alaska Cargo 5377 request pushback.
Alaska Cargo 5377, pushback approved, expect runway 21 right.
Runway 21 left cleared to land, Springbok 143. Ground, 21 right pushback approved, Alaska Cargo 5377.
Link 823, wind is 336 at 3 knots, runway 21 right, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 21 right cleared for takeoff, Link 823.
Ground, German Cargo 601 tree heavy request pushback.
Springbok 24, contact departure.
Contact departure, good morning, Springbok 24.
Chatham 7145, heavy, taxi to apron via Yankee Hotel.
Tower, Owen Air 7901 inbound runway 21 left. Taxi to apron via Yankee Hotel, Chatham 7145 heavy.
Airbridge Cargo 8138, heavy, continue taxi.
Continue taxi, Airbridge Cargo 8138 heavy.
So it's starting to get busy up the top there. Let's see if I can get this a little bit out of here. Make this a little more neat.
Ground, Springbok 40 request pushback.
Springbok 40, pushback approved, expect runway 21 right. Link 823, contact departure.
Ground, 21 right pushback approved, Springbok 40.
Eurotrans 2297, heavy, runway 21 left, clear to land, wind is 325 at 3 knots.
Contact departure, good morning, Link 823.
Runway 21 left cleared to land. Eurotrans 2297 heavy.
Ground, Korean Cargo 785 heavy request taxi runway 21 right.
Air China Freight 724 heavy, runway 21 right, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 21 right cleared for takeoff, Air China Freight 724 heavy.
Qatar Cargo 27 heavy, runway 21 right, line up and wait.
Ground, Alaska Cargo 5377 request taxi runway 21 right.
Alaska Cargo 5377, continue taxi.
Runway 21 right, line up and wait. Qatar Cargo 27
So do these get
heavy.
See, that is what I was
taxi.
talking
Alaska
about.
Cargo 5377.
Having two heavies next to each
Tower,
other, that is
Commercial
an issue.
602 inbound runway 21 left.
Swiss 289er heavy, hold position.
Ground, ASCII Airline 64 request pushback.
Korean Cargo 785 heavy, continue taxi.
Hold position, Swiss 289er heavy.
Continue taxi, Korean Cargo 785 heavy.
So hopefully the Alitalia is going to get past him as well. He's a little smaller in the width, so it should be okay.
Ground, Springbok 40 request taxi runway 21 right.
Springbok 63, runway 21 left, clear to land, wind is 335 at 3 knots.
Runway 21 left cleared to land. Springbok 63.
Springbok 143, taxi to terminal via Yankee Lima.
Taxi to terminal via Yankee Lima, Springbok 143.
Springbok 40, runway 21 right at November via Alpha.
Runway 21 right at November via Alpha, Springbok 40.
German Cargo 6013, heavy, pushback approved, expect runway 21 right.
Ground, Malawian 21 request pushback.
Qatar Cargo 27 heavy, wind is 335 at 3 knots, runway 21 right, cleared for takeoff.
Ground, 21 right pushback approved. German Cargo 601 tree heavy.
Springbok 222 heavy, runway 21 right, line up and wait.
Runway 21 right cleared for takeoff. Qatar Cargo
See,
27
now
heavy.
now he doesn't
Runway
get
21
past
right,
him,
line
so
up
I
and
have to
wait.
get Swiss
Springbok
organized
222
again.
heavy.
Swiss 289 heavy, continue taxi.
Tower, Express Freight 7727 inbound runway 21 left.
Air China Freight 724 heavy, contact departure.
Continue taxi, Swiss 289 heavy. Contact departure. Good morning, Air China Freight 724 heavy.
Zimbird 8335, continue taxi. Commercial 110, hold short of runway 21 left.
Continue taxi, Zimbird 8335. Hold short of runway 21 left, commercial 110.
Hopefully there's going to be... Is the Qatar Cargo coming down here? We should be able to take off beforehand. There he is now.
Tower, Abex Air 817 heavy inbound runway 21 left.
Eurotrans 22907 heavy, taxi to apron via Yankee Hotel.
Taxi to apron via Yankee Hotel, Eurotrans 22907 heavy.
Runway 21 left, clear to land. Owen Air
That's the
7901.
GA. Yeah, I forgot about him. Owen. That's right. That's right. Springbok 22 heavy, wind is 334 at 3 knots, runway 21 right, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 21 right, cleared for takeoff. Springbok 222 heavy.
Alaska Cargo 5377, runway 21 right, line up and wait. Qatar Cargo 27 heavy, contact departure.
Runway 21 right, line up and wait. Alaska Cargo 5377.
Springbok 63, taxi to terminal via Yankee Lima.
Contact departure. Good morning, Qatar Cargo 27 heavy.
Taxi to terminal via Yankee Lima, Springbok 6 tree. Ground, German Cargo 601 tree heavy, request taxi runway 21 right.
ASCII Airlines 64 pushback approved, expect runway 21 right.
Ground, 21 right, pushback approved. ASCII Airlines 64.
Malawi 21 pushback approved, expect runway 21 right.
Tower, Springbok 204 heavy inbound runway 21 left.
Ground, 21 right, pushback approved. Malawian 21.
Commercial 602, runway 21 left, clear to land, wind is 334 at 3 knots.
Runway 21 left, cleared to land. Commercial 602.
Alaska Cargo 5377, wind is 334 at 3 knots, runway 21 right, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 21 right, cleared for takeoff. Alaska Cargo 5377.
Korean Cargo 785 heavy, runway 21 right, line up and wait.
Runway 21 right, line up and wait. Korean Cargo 785 heavy.
German Cargo 6013 heavy, continue taxi.
Continue taxi, German Cargo 601 tree heavy.
Springbok 222 heavy, contact departure.
Contact departure, goodbye. Springbok 222 heavy.
So we see the situation with
Springbok
that little
60
GA
heavy,
here,
request pushback.
and the other aircraft has already landed, so we should be just about okay for them to turn off easy. Express Freight 7727, runway 21 left, clear to land, wind is 334 at 3 knots.
Runway 21 left cleared to land, Express Freight 7727. Runway
So
21
let's
left
check
cleared
this
to
out.
land, Express Freight 7727.
We should be pretty good. Korean Cargo 785 heavy, wind is 334 at 3 knots, runway 21 right, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 21 right, cleared for takeoff. Korean Cargo 785 heavy.
Swiss 289 heavy, runway 21 right, line up and wait.
Runway 21 right, line up and wait. Swiss 289 heavy.
ON Air 7901, taxi to apron via Yankee Hotel Charlie.
Taxi to apron via Yankee Hotel Charlie, ON Air 7901.
Alaska Cargo 5377, contact departure.
Ground, Malawian 21 request taxi runway 21 right.
Malawi 21, runway 21 right at November via Alpha.
Contact departure, goodbye, Alaska Cargo 5377. Runway 21 right at November via Alpha, Malawian 21.
Commercial 903, runway 21 right, line up and wait.
Tower, link 261 inbound runway 21 left.
Chatham 7145, heavy, continue taxi.
Runway 21 right, line up and wait, commercial 903.
Apex 817 heavy, runway 21 left, clear to land, wind is 334 at 3 knots.
Continue taxi, Chatham 7145 heavy.
Commercial 602, taxi to terminal via Yankee Lima.
Runway 21 left, clear to land. Apex Air 817 heavy.
Springbok 143, continue taxi.
Taxi to terminal via Yankee Lima, commercial 602. Continue taxi, Springbok 143. Ground, Emirates Cargo 860 heavy, request pushback.
You'll just have to wait for a little
Ground,
while there, please.
ASCII Airline 63 request pushback.
Ground, ASCII Airline 64 request taxi runway 21 right.
ASCII Airline 64, runway 21 right at November via Alpha.
Runway 21 right at November via Alpha, ASCII Airline 64.
Korean Cargo 785 heavy, contact departure. Commercial 903, wind is 333 at 3 knots, runway 21 right, cleared for takeoff.
Contact departure, good morning, Korean Cargo 785 heavy. Runway 21
How are we
right, cleared
doing
for
up
takeoff.
here?
Commercial
Guys can barely
903.
see anything. Why aren't you saying anything? Springbok 204 heavy, runway 21 left, clear to land, wind is 334 at 3 knots.
Runway 21 left, cleared to land. Springbok 204 heavy.
Emirates Cargo 860 heavy, pushback approved, expect runway 21 right.
Ground, 21 right pushback approved, Emirates Cargo 860 heavy. Tower, link 826 inbound runway 21 left.
Express rate 7727, taxi to apron via Yankee Hotel Alpha.
Taxi to apron via Yankee Hotel Alpha. Express freight 7727.
Swiss 289 heavy, wind is 334 at 3 knots, runway 21 right, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 21 right, cleared for takeoff. Swiss 289 heavy.
Alitalia 849 heavy, runway 21 right, line up and wait.
Runway 21 right, line up and wait, Alitalia 849 heavy.
Springbok 60 heavy, pushback approved, expect runway 21 right.
Ground, 21 right pushback approved, Springbok 60 heavy.
Commercial 903, contact departure.
Contact departure, goodbye, commercial 903.
Apex 817 heavy, taxi to apron via Yankee Hotel Alpha.
Taxi to apron via Yankee Hotel Alpha. Apex Air 817 heavy.
Ground, Taram 4466 request pushback.
Taram 4466, pushback approved, expect runway 21 right.
Ground, 21 right pushback approved, Taram 4466.
Slowly but gradually, we're getting them all going. Springbok 63, continue taxi.
Continue taxi. Springbok 63.
Alitalia 849 heavy, wind is 334 at 3 knots, runway 21 right, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 21 right cleared for takeoff, Alitalia 849 heavy.
German Cargo 6013 heavy, runway 21 right, line up and wait.
Runway 21 right, line up and wait. German Cargo 601 heavy.
Swiss 289 heavy, contact departure.
Contact departure. Good morning. Swiss 289 heavy.
Springbok 204 heavy, taxi to terminal via Yankee Lima.
Tower, Saudi Cargo 420 heavy inbound runway 21 left.
Taxi to terminal via Yankee Lima. Springbok 204 heavy.
Tower, link 809 request pushback.
Link 809 pushback approved, expect runway 21 right.
Tower, 21 right pushback approved, link 809
Springbok 40, runway 21 right, line up and wait.
Runway 21 right, line up and wait. Springbok 40.
Eurotrans 22907 heavy, continue taxi.
Continue taxi, Eurotrans 22907 heavy.
Springbok 63, hold position.
Hold position.
Otherwise pushing him
Springbok
the other
63.
way around, really.
Ground. Taram
It's
4466 request taxi runway 21 right.
Taram 4466, runway 21 right at November via India Alpha.
Runway 21 right at November via India Alpha. Taram 4466.
Alitalia 849 heavy, contact departure.
Ground. Etihad 957 heavy request
Links
pushback.
261, runway 21 left, clear to land.
Contact departure. Goodbye. Alitalia 849 heavy. Ground. Emirates Cargo 860 heavy request taxi
Link
runway 21
261,
right.
runway 21 left, clear to land.
Going around runway 21 left.
Yeah.
Link 261.
Didn't hear me. Link 261, contact departure.
Unable to comply. Link 261.
No kidding. Link 826, runway 21 left, clear to land, wind is 334 at 3 knots.
Contact departure. Good morning. Link 261.
Springbok 40, wind is 334 at 3 knots, runway 21 right, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 21 left cleared to land. Link 826. Runway 21 right cleared for takeoff. Springbok 40. Ground. Springbok 60 heavy request taxi runway 21 right.
Springbok 60 heavy, continue taxi.
Continue taxi. Springbok 60 heavy. Tower. Air Madagascar 20 inbound runway 21 left.
Emirates Cargo 860 heavy, continue taxi.
Ground. Cathay Cargo 376 heavy request pushback. Continue taxi. Emirates Cargo 860 heavy.
How's our 809er? He's not ready yet. Springbok 63, continue taxi.
Continue taxi, Springbok 63.
Tower. Link 809er request taxi runway 21 right.
German Cargo 6013 heavy, wind is 335 at 3 knots, runway 21 right, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 21 right cleared for takeoff. German Cargo 601 heavy.
Etihad 957 heavy, pushback approved, expect runway 21 right.
Ground. 21 right pushback approved. Etihad 957 heavy.
Springbok 40, contact departure.
Contact departure. Good morning. Springbok 40.
Saudi Air Cargo 420 heavy, runway 21 left, clear to land, wind is 335 at 3 knots.
Ground. Springbok 471 request pushback.
Runway 21 left cleared to land. Saudi Air Cargo 420 heavy.
Link 809, runway 21 right at November via Alpha. ASCII Airline 63, pushback approved, expect runway 21 right.
Runway 21 right at November via Alpha. Link 809er.
Malawi 21, runway 21 right, line up and wait.
Ground, 21 right pushback approved, ASCII Airline 63.
Runway 21 right line up and wait. Malawian 21.
Commercial, you'll have to wait just a little bit. We need to clear out the front. All these airlines coming here and the other one down there. Very unfortunate situation at the moment.
heavy inbound runway 21 left.
Springbok 471 pushback approved, expect runway 21 right.
Ground. FedEx 575 heavy request pushback.
German Cargo 6013 heavy, contact departure.
Ground. 21 right pushback approved. Springbok 471.
Malawi 21, wind is 335 at 3 knots, runway 21 right, cleared for takeoff.
Contact departure. Good morning. German Cargo 601 heavy.
ASCII Airline 64, runway 21 right, line up and wait.
Runway 21 right cleared for takeoff. Malawian 21.
Cathay Cargo 3763 heavy, pushback approved, expect runway 21 right.
Runway 21 right line up and wait. ASCII Airline 64.
FedEx 575 heavy, pushback approved, expect runway 21 right.
Ground. 21 right pushback approved. Cathay Cargo 376 heavy.
Springbok 60 heavy, runway 21 right at November.
Ground.
See if that's
21
going
right
to be
pushback
possible.
approved.
No.
FedEx 575
Okay.
heavy.
Springbok 60 heavy, runway 21 right.
Runway 21 right at November. Springbok 60 heavy.
Commercial 602, continue taxi.
Runway 21 right. Springbok 60 Heavy.
Express Freight 7727, continue taxi.
Continue taxi, Commercial 602.
Airbags 817 Heavy, hold short of taxiway Lima.
Continue taxi, Express Freight 7727.
Springbok 204 Heavy, hold short of taxiway Hotel.
Hold short of taxiway Lima, Abex Air 817 Heavy.
Malawi 21, contact departure.
Hold short of taxiway Hotel, Springbok 204 Heavy.
Emirates Cargo 860 Heavy, runway 21 right, line up and wait.
Contact departure, goodbye, Malawian 21. Runway 21 right, line up and wait, Emirates Cargo 860 Heavy.
Ground, ASCII Airline 63 request taxi runway 21 right.
ASCII Airline 63 runway 21 right at November via Alpha.
Ground, Springbok 471 request taxi runway 21 right.
Springbok 471 runway 21 right at November via India Alpha.
Runway 21 right at November via Alpha, ASCII Airline 63.
Runway 21 right at November via India Alpha.
Link
Springbok
826 taxi
471.
to terminal via Yankee Lima. Sadia Cargo 420 Heavy, taxi to apron via Yankee Hotel Alpha.
Taxi to terminal via Yankee Lima, link 826.
Taxi to apron via Yankee Hotel Alpha, Saudi Cargo 420 Heavy.
Madagascar 20 runway 21 left.
Ground,
Nope.
Etihad 957 Heavy request taxi runway 21 right.
Air Madagascar 20 runway 21 left, clear to land, wind is 336 at 3 knots.
Tower, FedEx 644 Heavy inbound runway 21 left. Runway 21 left cleared to land, Air Madagascar 20. Ground, FedEx
Oh, come on, you
575
two.
Heavy request taxi runway
Seriously?
21 right.
Okay, at least he's giving way, in a way, a little bit. Wow, crazy. Why couldn't you just sort of do this? Why do you have to go 90-degree angle? ASCII Airline 64 wind is 336 at 3 knots, runway 21 right, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 21 right cleared for takeoff, ASCII Airline 64.
Okay, everybody's moving. This is all looking okay. Etihad 957 Heavy, runway 21 right via Foxtrot.
Runway 21 right via Foxtrot, Etihad 957 Heavy.
So what's the matter with Cathay? Due to FedEx, you are not moving? Somehow? Oh, the tug is moving out again. I haven't seen that one before. That's a good one. That's a new one. What is going on? Hey, tuggy? Interesting. FedEx 575 Heavy, continue taxi. Emirates Cargo 860 Heavy, wind is 336 at 3 knots, runway 21 right, cleared for takeoff. UPS 1077 Heavy, runway 21 left, cleared to land, wind is 336 at 3 knots. ASCII Airline 64, contact departure.
Runway 21 right cleared for takeoff, Emirates Cargo 860 Heavy. Runway 21 left cleared to land, UPS 1077 Heavy.
Okay,
Contact
this
departure,
is sort of
good morning, ASCII Airline 64.
interesting.
Tower, link 261 inbound runway 21 left.
FedEx 575 Heavy, continue taxi. Do we see
Continue
a
taxi,
movement or not?
FedEx 575 Heavy.
He's moving now. Okay, interesting. Taram 4466, runway 21 right, line up and wait.
Runway 21 right line up and wait, Taram 4466.
Springbok 60 Heavy, runway 21 right, line up and wait.
Runway 21 right line up and wait, Springbok 60 Heavy.
Etihad 957 Heavy, hold position.
Hold position, Etihad 957 Heavy.
Air Madagascar 20 taxi to terminal via Yankee Lima.
Taxi to terminal via Yankee Lima, Air Madagascar 20.
FedEx 644 Heavy, runway 21 left, clear to land, wind is 336 at 3 knots.
Runway 21 left cleared to land, FedEx 644 Heavy.
Taram 4466, wind is 336 at 3 knots, runway 21 right, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 21 right cleared for takeoff, Taram 4466.
Emirates Cargo 860 Heavy, contact departure.
Contact departure, goodbye, Emirates Cargo 860 Heavy.
Etihad 957 Heavy, continue taxi.
Continue taxi, Etihad 957 Heavy.
Okay, everybody's moving, that's good. Looks like we have all our departures moving. What's the matter with Cathay? So this is really interesting. So nothing happening here. Cathay 3763 Heavy, pushback approved, expect runway 21 right. Cathay Cargo 3763 Heavy, pushback approved, expect runway 21 right.
Ground,
Get the tug
21 right pushback approved.
activated again.
Cathay Cargo 3763 Heavy.
Something went wrong there. Taram 4466, contact departure. Springbok 60 Heavy, wind is 336 at 3 knots, runway 21 right, cleared for takeoff.
Contact departure, good morning, Taram 4466.
FedEx 575 Heavy, runway 21 right, line up and wait.
Runway 21 right cleared for takeoff, Springbok 60 Heavy.
UPS 1077 Heavy, taxi to apron via Yankee Hotel.
Runway 21 right line up and wait, FedEx 575 Heavy. Taxi to apron via Yankee Hotel.
Go around.
UPS
Two
1077
go-arounds
Heavy.
now. So let's see if we can untangle this a little bit for you guys. So Cathay here, this is the one, is going to be a problem. We'll not be able to have that one depart, unfortunately. Link 809, runway 21 right, line up and wait.
Runway 21 right line up and wait, Link 809er.
Link 261, runway 21 left, clear to land, wind is 337 at 3 knots.
Runway 21 left cleared to land, link 261.
Cathay Cargo 3763 Heavy, continue taxi. Maybe he's already finished.
Unable taxi, will advise when ready, Cathay Cargo 3763 Heavy.
That is a very unfortunate situation. Link 826, continue taxi.
Continue taxi, Link 826.
Springbok 60 Heavy, contact departure.
Contact departure, goodbye, Springbok 60 Heavy.
Wow. Can't get Cathay going. FedEx 644 Heavy, taxi to apron via Yankee Hotel. Link 809, wind is 337 at 3 knots, runway 21 right, cleared for takeoff.
Taxi to apron via Yankee Hotel, FedEx 644 Heavy.
ASCII Airlines 63, runway 21 right, line up and wait.
Runway 21 right cleared for takeoff, Link 809er.
Runway 21 right, line up and wait. ASCII Airline 63.
Cathay Cargo 3763 Heavy, pushback approved, expect runway 21 right. Please.
Ground, 21 right pushback approved, Cathay Cargo 3763 Heavy.
I just got information that there is a there's something broke down and they could not close the cargo door properly. I don't know if it's on this side. It should be on this side. I think it must be this down here. They're just telling me. So unfortunately, he will not depart today. ASCII Airline 63, wind is 337 at 3 knots, runway 21 right, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 21 right cleared for takeoff. ASCII Airline 63.
Link 809, contact departure.
Contact departure, good morning, Link 809er.
So it's going to be our last 4 departures that we have right now. So we've got our ASCII Airlines. We'll check these out because we do not see these liveries very often. So please enjoy. Africa on the tail. FedEx 575 Heavy, wind is 337 at 3 knots, runway 21 right, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 21 right cleared for takeoff, FedEx 575 Heavy.
Etihad 957 Heavy, runway 21 right, line up and wait.
Runway 21 right line up and wait, Etihad 957 Heavy.
ASCII Airline 63, contact departure.
Contact departure. Good morning, ASCII Airline 63.
Springbok 471, runway 21 right, line up and wait.
Runway 21 right line up and wait, Springbok 471.
Saudi Air Cargo 420 Heavy, hold short of taxiway Lima.
Hold short of taxiway Lima, Saudi Air Cargo 420 Heavy.
Get all these across and get that organized. Air Madagascar 20, continue taxi.
Continue taxi, Air Madagascar 20.
And that is a livery we do not see very often either, so let's check it out. What do we have here in the back? Is this just animal, anything? No, it just looks normal. Oh, there we got a that's the bird. I don't know what it's called in English. FedEx 575 Heavy, contact departure. Springbok 471, wind is 337 at 3 knots, runway 21 right, cleared for takeoff.
Contact departure, good morning, FedEx 575 Heavy.
Link 261, taxi to apron via Yankee Lima.
Runway 21 right, cleared for takeoff, Springbok 471.
Taxi to apron via Yankee Lima, link 261.
So we don't have any more arrivals, so we can turn these two off and just enjoy the wonderful liveries and aircrafts. And check out Etihad, one of the biggie ones. We'll check out Etihad and we'll lock ourselves into that aircraft to see the terminal in the back. Hope you guys will enjoy. Etihad 9057 Heavy, wind is 338 at 3 knots, runway 27 right, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 21 right, cleared for takeoff, Etihad 9057 Heavy.
UPS 1077 Heavy, hold short of taxiway Echo.
Hold short of taxiway Echo, UPS 1077 Heavy.
FedEx 644 Heavy, hold short of taxiway Echo.
Hold short of taxiway Echo, FedEx 644 Heavy.
Link 261, hold short of taxiway November.
Hold short of taxiway November, link 261.
Springbok 471, contact departure.
Contact departure, good
And
morning,
there's our broken
Springbok
down.
471.
So let's turn this off for a second. Oh, look at all these aircrafts in the back. Now come on guys, that is worth a like, isn't it? Isn't this wonderful view? And you've seen them all. You've seen them all come and go. Wonderful. And they've got the huge Johannesburg terminal in the back. Oh, we've cleared out this area a lot. Alrighty guys. Etihad 9057 Heavy, contact departure.
Contact departure, good morning, Etihad 9057 Heavy.
Alright. So let's get down to our... Actually, we can enjoy this view just for a second, and I'll just finish this off by saying thank you very much for tuning in. I hope you liked and enjoyed this session, and if you did, please hit the like button. Oh, oh, huh. I got a collision here. I'll tell you where. You won't believe that. Saudi Air Cargo felt like my gate is vacant, so I might as well ran it up right here, because I cannot see there's already a aircraft sitting there. So that's, oh well, one of these things. Anyway, I hope you have enjoyed this session, and if you did, please like, subscribe if you haven't already, hit the notification bell, leave a comment down below, perhaps. That would be interesting and lovely as well, because I love communicating with you guys. And yeah, until the next time, this has been another presentation of TP Gaming. Take care, have a wonderful day, bye bye.